I never forget this bloke's face. You pretend to drop your folder, ball's open, big A4 is missing kids. He sees them, I go, oh, speak to you later.
What actually drew you towards the army in the first place?
My brother, he joined when I was a kid. My brother's older than me. He's like mid to late 50s now. He joined at 18, so he was already in. He was like an airborne pioneer. He was in the Pioneer Corps, but did P Company.
Yeah.
So he was like, you need to join the army, mate, because I was getting in trouble. Not massive trouble, but it would have gone that way. Yeah, it would have gone that way.
Easy happens that way.
Easily.
Yeah.
And because I was a fit kid, I'd like to think I was a bit savvy.
Yeah.
I think it's only going to go one way here. And a few of my mates had been in big trouble, and we were like nicking stuff and doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I had the police around my house a few times.
And I was like, creeps in, doesn't it? You know what I mean? Before you know you're drinking, there's girls involved, yeah.
I don't need to do this. And then I remember my mate went to the careers office, my mate Chris, because his brother was in the Guards, and I had no real interest at the time. I had long hair. I'll show you a picture after I had long hair down the way.
We'll stick it up. We'll get it on the podcast. We'll get it on there. Because no one's going to believe that.
They won't. No chance. I think the show will sack me if they see this. I ain't going back on that. I had long hair, so I went to careers office. My mate Chris didn't get in because they make you do pull-ups and sit-ups. And they said, do you want to go, mate? Because it was all run by military then.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, I'll have a go. Did some pull-ups, sit-ups. Do you want to take this test? So, you do the barb test.
That's
following
right,
the thing, did the old barb test at the time. And he went, well, if you want to join, these are the options open to you. So I said, well, I remember my brother saying, go in the engineers because you'll get a trade. Then you can go the airborne side of life from the engineers. Yeah. So I was like, I'll tell you what, I'll have a go at the engineers. And I ended up just joining. Then went through, and I remember...
Where did you do depot?
Chepstow. I was the last bunch to go through Chepstow in 93. Because it was junior leaders, but then they put us as apprentice tradesmen. Okay. So we did, I think, 8 months at Chepstow, then that closed. Then we went to Chatham and did our trade training at Chatham through there. So I was a brickie.
So you was a brickie?
Yeah.
You just don't think they joined up as a brickie?
Brickie. Bricklayer and concrete. That's what you used to call us. They said if you're a painter...
You're really good at it.
Oh, mate. You won't want an extension off me, I'll tell you that now.
Barbecue. I'm going to have a barbecue off you.
I'm better at shouting at people, I'll tell you that. But that's all we ever did. I think we did. You go and do loads of construction where the brickies, whatever tour we'd do, we'd end up building a barbecue for someone.
Yeah.
I remember even being in Bagram, and they were like, "Can you build us a barbecue for one of your squadrons?" I was like, "Yeah." I think it was like one of the lads went, "Can you build us a barbecue?" His ex-nice one lad, "Dilksy, you got the toolbox?" I went, "Yeah." He went, "Bang us a barbecue up, mate." You know what I mean? We're in Afghanistan building barbecues. Quality that.
Ali.
Squadron, Portaloo, barbecue, mate. That's what you want. I nearly got kicked off the jumps course on the first day. Because you have like the reg warrant officer there, isn't there? So this reg bloke comes out, gives a big briefing. You lot keep coming in pissed. You keep smashing the block up. You keep filling blokes in downtown. Next person to get disciplined is going to get RTU'd. I'm going to make a show of them. So we're like, oh yeah, all right, so yeah, screw the knot. Football outside. I walked past it. Dilksy kicked the ball, booted it straight through the toilet window, right? I weren't very good at football, Phil. I was too clumsy. Oh no. Seen this warrant officer just come out. Who the fuck was that? I was like, me, sir? I thought, I hadn't even unpacked.
I'm going home.
Get back on the transport. I was like, sorry, sir, I'll pay for that. And it was lucky. We had a lad who was a glazer, who was a Royal Engineer, and he was a painter and decorator. He went, I'll get the glass. He squared it away and we put it in with putty. We said, we'll replace it, sir. Replace this little toilet window and put it all back in. Squared us away.
Wow.
But I got injured on my first jump, so on my night jump, dislocated my right knee. Obviously, looking at the ground and then you land, don't you? And I was like...
start reaching for it, don't you? Start trying to tread on it.
Yeah, I was like, man, he feels a bit weird. Went to stroke my leg. I was like, sorry, I can't stroke my leg. I could feel my kneecap had gone to the side. So the medic come over, I'd have me little siloom. Feel like a right dude, don't you? Laying there with a canopy all on you. What's the matter? And they're all paratray medics, aren't they? What's the matter? Can you walk it off? I said, my kneecap feels like it's round the side. Let's have a look. He went, yeah, you dislocated that, mate. Ambulance there, RTU'd. So I've got home, obviously medical. Gone back to night squadron.
On the penguin table.
Get on the penguin table. So I had to have physio, walking around with knee brace on. No one spoke to me. And then at the time...
You've now got a Fablon biff chit as well, haven't you?
Oh, mate, I may as well wear it around my neck on a bit of string. So no one's talking to me because I'm the only penguin.
Yeah.
Because all the rest are past. So they're like, Dilksy, Wanker. So they're all sat they can go on the tables near the juice now. They're allowed near the puddings. I'm in no man's land. It's awful. So I did about 4 months to get another jumps course and thankfully passed that.
Yeah.
As soon as I passed, we went straight on that exercise Purple Star.
Okay.
That massive exercise in America. That was good.
Did they have a load of casualties on that jump?
Yeah, my mate Yorkie had a double malfunction.
There was a couple of bad ones, weren't there, on that one?
Oh, yeah. I thought, he won't mind me talking about it because he's still with us now. He's still alive. He's still my mate, Yorkie. Yeah, he had a double malfunction.
So his main and his reserve.
So main come out, he looked up, had a Roman candle, pulled his reserve, he went straight inside his main.
Oof.
How's the chance of that? And as he hit the floor, he was shouting medic, bless him.
Yeah, I bet, yeah.
And he pretty much broke everything. They reckon because he was a fit geezer, he's a fit lad.
Kept it all together.
It held him together. He was like a bag of mush held together in muscle. And eventually, I think the pain, he had his ankle fused. He said, just take my leg off, I'm in too much pain. So he's still got his knee, but they just took it off below the knee. Okay. And he's out now, he drives trucks and that, he's all right, bless him, Yorkie. Still a fit lad.
So what was your first operational tour?
Kosovo, that was.
Okay, busy?
Yeah, Kosovo. Yeah, it was especially as a young kid, it was a massive eye-opener, that was. Because we'd done Kenya, I was talking rubbish. My first operational tour was a UN tour to Cyprus.
Oh, wow, okay.
But I don't really class that as operational, but even though it is on the buffer zone, I went there in 97.
That's right, because of the UN posting, wasn't it?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
It wasn't particularly kinetic or anything, was it? It was just a on tour, really, wasn't it?
And we'd go out, and at the time, the troops were still living in the houses on the line, so we'd do maintenance. So we was working summer hours. It was mega. You'd go out, you'd fix stuff, drive you around in a little pickup truck. At 1 o'clock, you're knocked off.
And iron upper.
Iron upper, but you're not meant to go iron upper. You're not allowed to go to Iron Apple.
Of course, you never went there at all.
No, I don't even know where it is. Nah. I know. Would I not stand out? Yeah. I recognise that bloke. He's got a massive team.
So Kosovo, back to Kosovo.
Yeah, we went. Kosovo was 99, and I remember.
What sort of stuff was going on in Kosovo? I didn't do Kosovo at all. But
no, there was a few of your lads out there. We seen a few. I won't mention the names, but they pulled up in a truck. We were thinking, we went over on the Chinook, thinking it was mega, because it was alley that. We got Chinooked in on the D-file. Yeah, it was mega. Yeah. And we had Cobra support from the American Marines. They were doing the Cobra support, and then little mega, like mini Apaches, isn't they, Cobras? It was getting fire coming in on us. So you'd radio in Cobra support, and then you just hear it going, do, and then it'd be in the hills. That was alley, that was. And then this like civvy truck, it's like a Hilux or something, just pulled up. Two of your lads, and they were both ex-Night Squadron, got out and went, "Oh, Dilksy, you got any fags or anything?" We've been here weeks. Of course you have. We've been here weeks, so we gave them a load of rations. They were just all in civvies. I was tooled up. See you, mate. Off. I was like, thinking we're the first people here. But it was a good tour, especially as for Night Squadron, because we got our own little town. We got a town called Lipyan that we just basically looked after, patrolled. There was a bit of kinetic energy, a bit of kinetic stuff going on, because there was still Serb forces in the area. That's right, and we're trying to push them out, and they won't want to go. And some of the stuff, I saw stuff there that you think, I didn't think that went on.
As in,
like body parts, and they'd just like done basic. They'd done like an ethnic cleansing. First ever mass grave I'd ever seen. Yeah, and you'd have seen them. It's like they've obviously buried it, and there's bits sticking out, but then the fat. It's like a grey on the top because the oil out the skin goes to the top, and you think,
the smell. The
smell's unbelievable. The smell stays with you, doesn't it? It's it's bizarre.
A horrible smell.
And I remember seeing stuff like that, and I thought, Jesus. And then there was young kids with the parents had obviously been cleansed, and there was a little girl who was looking after a daughter, so we used to take her food out, and then when the Royal Irish took over from us, we handed over that family as well. Yeah. Because the UN weren't there at that time. So you think. It was crazy. It was what was going on.
Yeah. And in fact, that's in the European backyard, really, isn't it? That's next door almost, isn't it? You think to yourself, you see that sort of stuff on Live Aid. You know what I mean? You see it in Africa, and you think, all right, okay, Europe, bang right. It was bang in the middle there in a day and a half.
Because we flew over. We flew into. We went. I'm sure it was in Albania at the start. I'm sure we're there, and we flew into there right next door. Then we all got picked up. Yeah, we got picked up there, and then. Heloed across. And I remember sitting on this big airfield, going, we're going over there tomorrow. You don't know are they going to pull out? Are they going to stay? Because I know the Germans had quite a bit of trouble. And they'd left a load of booby traps for us as well. We found what they'd done, they put like an off-route mine. So you had to go through this massive tunnel. Yeah. So we cleared through as engineers, cleared through it. And as we come out the other side of the tunnel, they dug a little channel in the road, waiting for a vehicle to go across, break the actual thing. It was all improvised, and they put a massive off-route mine.
Yeah.
With like loads of ball bearings and fragging it. And then as you turn around, the reverse side of the bridge was handwritten, "Welcome to Kosovo." So there was hoping that would go off, whack a vehicle, and then they leave you a little sign. But we found it and disarmed it and then kept it. And they kept this massive sign in our squadron bar.
Yeah.
"Welcome to Kosovo."
Wow.
9/11 happened 2002, and I said, I bet we get called back. And that was obviously September. We got a phone call to our boss, our troopy, said, "Bring in the lads back." Then New Year's Day, we was in Kabul.
Wow.
So we got brought back because it obviously kicked off. So
yeah.
that was my first Afghanistan. I did 3 Afghans. So I did...
Noisy?
Second one, I was EOD on my second one. Yeah, which was...
Where were you based? Kabul or?
We first went... First one was Kabul. We did all Kabul, and that's when I went up to Bagram for a bit because I needed a bit of support.
Yeah.
It was
all EOD type stuff, was it?
We was 9 Squadron the first one.
Okay.
So I was with 9 Squadron, and then I think Ivan was the OC at the time. So he said, "Oh, have you got any 9 Squadron blokes that I need a bit of like demolition support sort of thing?" So we went up to Bagram. That was cool. Going up there for a couple of weeks, seeing how you lads work. That was good to see that, because the kit you get's mega in it. You know, you're like,
well, I was out by then anyway, so I didn't really get to see all that. I mean, I got to see the lads over there because I was over there as well.
And you see all the wagons.
The wagons, some of the stuff they got was unbelievable, wasn't it?
And we got took out in the Rangers a few times because the 66 went out, then they brought it back in, didn't they? So
that's right.
We never fired the 66, so they took us down range through that. We'll find the UGLs, we'll find the 50s. Oh, this is mega. This is something.
Yeah, all the gear.
And that's when we were searching the caves on Tora Bora.
Yeah.
And then we set up the infrastructure for the commandos to come out. They come out up to Bagram then.
Yeah.
And they cracked some of that. We went back down to Kabul. That was my first Afghan. And then I went on Herrick 4 as bomb disposal. And I was at EOD at the time on Herrick 4.
Yeah.
And that was a weird one because they weren't massively into IEDs at the time. So we were still doing a lot of anti-mining, but we were blowing just everything up. We'd just blow up, we'd blow up. Then they wanted us to exploit it a lot more, which was when that started to get hurt, because blowing stuff up, you find it, clear everything, then blow it up.
Yeah.
It's quite easy to deal with that, innit? When you're starting to exploit it and you're taking it out, I've got a lot of mates now who have been badly injured by doing that, by mistakes or by
What was the reason for not just blowing it in situ?
Because it was all that biometric stuff. You know, they want to get the fingerprints off it, and they want to see their TTPs.
Okay, so they were actually trying to get intelligence off it and see how it went
and a lot of
and all
it,
that sort of stuff.
You get massive stuff. We was getting certain footprints off a bloke who was wearing US issue boots, and it was the same bloke who was in different areas who was making these bombs and laying these IEDs. So, and we ended up getting him. We didn't get him, but we got him.
So they want to hand him over
down the line.
To our lot again.
Exactly.
Someone can go and get him.
So that was a decent tour, and we had the AW50. We had the 50 cal rifle for shooting munitions, but then the Reg realised we had a 50 cal that could fire over a mile accurately. We ended up using it as a direct weapon, and it was mega. You had a spotter, and this 50 cal, you know, like you had a set of air defs with another set on the top. And like that, and it'd shake. It'd fire through a compound wall and wouldn't even deflect.
Yeah.
It was some bit of kit, that was. But I caused a mega incident at Lash Gagar. Went to Lash, and a few of the PF lads were at Lash, and they said, "Oh, we've found a huge cache of munitions, mortars, like rockets, the Chinese Type 72 rockets. A load of the stuff has all been handed in. It's too volatile, you know, because it heats up and cools down. It's really volatile, isn't it?" So I said, "Can we just dem it?" I said, "Yeah, can we?" So I was a full screw at the time. Me and my 801, who was a sergeant, we said, "Yeah, take it all out." Borrowed their quad and the trailer, ferried it all out. Probably took us an afternoon. Massive crater. Got the 9 Squadron lads built as a crater. Filled it up. Pee for plenty everywhere.
Yeah, pee for plenty.
It covered a lot.
And
we found a load of it weren't Afghan. It was like Soviet type plastic explosive, but we just use it, even though it gone right off. It'd still go bang. So we'd use ours, then lob a load of that on it. Excuse me. And as we went out, I said, "Have we put a NOTAM in?" Yeah, got a NOTAM. So sorted. So I've come back in. I was in charge. My other one's like, "Yep, you run this, Dilksy." So me and one of the other lads, we're all ready. Yeah, we're all ready. Got the DRFD, like the old remote control.
Yeah.
Firing now. And you have a bit of a delay. And you always sort of go, "Shit, have I done it right?"
Yeah.
Just don't look at it.
Did I put the date in before I came back in?
And then you see the blast wave, don't you, before the bang? So this blast wave has gone. I looked at my mate and went, "Shit." It was massive. You saw this swell and this bang went up. And I was like, oh, mate, it was massive. We set fire to this farmer's field, so we had to go and try and put that out. But I didn't realise we hadn't told there was a Delta det. No one had told them this was happening. They get antsy, didn't they, with a massive explosion right outside the back gate.
Yeah.
This little Delta bloke with a beard, no top on, but his webbing and his gear, shorts, obviously been fizzing, and boots, and he came out, helmet on, honestly, and his weapon. He come running out, what the fuck? So I'm stood there with a little remote control. I went, you all right, mate? He went, what the fuck? Is this you? I was like, yeah, it is, mate, yeah. He went, oh, where is it? And all these other Delta blokes come running out. They had like wagons with 50s on. I was like, oh yeah, it was me. It's just a controlled demolition.
Yeah, just a bit of scrap, mate.
What's your number and name? This is. I went to the Pentagon. Oh, I was going to get right.
Went to the Pentagon.
They'd sent a signal about we're under attack. They said there'd been rocket. Oh, I was like, I don't know. It just got me full scrap. I thought, I'm in so much trouble. I've caused an international incident. So fair play though. The PF Sergeant Major at the time, he came out and went, look. I put a note, look, here's the log, here's my record, I've sent it all back. We should have informed you, but he goes, I totally forgot. I'm really sorry, but everything's in order. It's this, that, and the other. These, they went mad. They were going, I was mud. Every time I'd see them out, they'd looking at me like that.
You can't be missed either, can you?
No, it's a good job I'm big. It's a good job I'm big. I know, I just kept going.
There's that geezer again.
And in the gym, I was training in the gym and they could see him. So I was like, I've got the punch bag. Yeah, come on. They see me on that.
Yeah,
I'll be all right.
Flick a couple out there. Yeah, there you go, mate. We'll have some of that.
The amount of people that have come through interrogation and failed, especially on selection pilots, pilots have been grounded because they can't, on the PTCE list, and they can't go forward unless they do that. And
do they get a second chance?
Oh, yeah. They'll come back through. They'll go back through the training. They'll go back on the SEER school. And it's all down at St Morgan now. So they're running all down there. Yeah. They'll go back down. Of course they do, yeah. Same as on selection. But they have to do selection again. You've got to do the hills.
Yeah. I think they do. They can take, yeah. I mean,
we've had lads that
is brutal, isn't it?
We've had lads, and you think, and they've totally seized up on interrogation. They've done everything wrong. They've stitched the mates up. They've gone through the cover story too quick. They've done this.
The scoff.
And you're like, mate,
everything you was told not to.
You've gone into a farm. You know that they put the dummies out, don't they, with food? Do you want some food, lads? Don't take food. Yeah, we'll have some food. You're not going to tell anyone, are you? No. Straight on the radio. Some nice old woman. But yeah, and then so you have the friendly ones. Then you have like a firm authoritarian where it's a bit of a friendly, but I'll run it sort of thing. So I'm like, no, you're not listening. It's a little bit firmer. Yeah. Then you have it used to be called a mental assault, but it's not called that anymore. It's a bit more of a hard one. So it's like you sort of do, you just basically slagging them off. Yeah. It's like a really sarcastic approach. So whatever you say, I'm going to be quite sarcastic and derogatory. So it's like a firm authoritarian, it's called. Yeah. So you go through and you go, nah. That's bullshit, mate. No. Yeah. And I think, and they'd just do one little thing wrong and I'll jump straight all over them. No, you're doing that. And then you've got the harsh, which is just, no matter what you say, I'm going to shout at you. Yeah. You could be the nicest person in the world. You could have just brought a load of puppies in and been dead nice and I'm still going to, you're getting hammered. Yeah. And it's up to them to try and bring me down, and that's what they've got to do, still try and build that rapport. Yeah. Even though I'm calling you, your family, whatever you stand for, every bit of crap under the sun, they've still got to try and build that rapport and not get riled up. Yes, sir. No, sir. And you can do strikes. I think that surprises people that you can still give them a controlled blow, either to the stomach or to the side of the face. And that really catches people out. Yeah. Not so much the SF lads. Pilots get caught out because they've sometimes come through quite nice upbringing, haven't they? And they've been looked, and they're at the top of the tree in the RAF, aren't they? Yeah. And then you give them a big slap in the side of the face or throw some water on them. The monocle falls out. They're like, I never got this. I never got this in the mess. And you can see them. They hate it. And I'm
training.
And I'm like, what's the matter? Didn't you like that? And you can see them just bubbling over. I'm like, have a go at me. Because as soon as they lose their aggression, it's gone, isn't it? As soon as they lose the cool, and it's all about maintaining that calm, keeping focused and going through. But it's so difficult. It's so hard. That's why we have to go through it, because it's so difficult to go through.
Yeah, I had one of my. I remember I had one, and he was trying to wear me down with the same stuff, and he got me to stand up, sit down, stand up, and this went on for ages, and I was getting quite pissed off of it, and they'd actually come right up close to me and started saying things in my ear. to stand up. And I knew there was a camera in there. And I literally stood on his toe and stood up as quick as I could. And I managed to sort of like catch him with my shoulder accidentally in the face as I stood up. And he actually lost the plot with me a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He actually got hold of me,
threw
me onto the camera.
See, that's not good.
And started shouting at me.
Because we used to get monitored for that every few months. Because people believe they actually do this job.
Yeah.
It's just an act. It's all acting.
Yeah.
But you've got to be credible.
Yeah.
There's no point me going in there going, oh, Phil, I'm going to give you a jolly good beating.
Yeah.
You're like, no, you're not. It's nonsense.
You've
got to mean that you don't like it.
In the back of my own mind, throughout the whole of that training, I had two things. You're not going to kill me and you ain't going to make me pregnant.
Yeah.
And I used to tell myself that the whole time. No matter what it went, okay, you ain't going to kill me, you ain't going to make me pregnant. And that was how I sort of my mindset to get through it. Like, do you know what I mean?
I remember being in a dog cage and they kept soaking us and it was all about building rapport.
Yeah.
Sat in this dog cage, in a dog cage, and I go, excuse me, sir. And the guard's coming down with his balaclava on. What? So I couldn't have a drink of water. You get the hose, wet me. And the thing is, they'd wet me 3 or 4 times. I'd keep trying. Excuse me, sir, you're not married, are you? Try and find a way. You're not a sports fan, are you? And after a while, he'd go, you're doing mad in. What do you want? And he'd start building a rapport with you, start talking to you.
And then you get that Stockholm.
You get that tick in the book,
Sorry for you then, wouldn't you?
Yeah, so I start ticking it. Because it's proven it works. If you can build a rapport, people have been let go in the past when their execution was imminent.
Yeah.
The guards left the door open and they've escaped and they've it does work because people are humans at the end of the day. It's such an important thing.
Yeah.
People don't get their head around it. Why are they trying to make friends with them? Why are they doing this? Because it saves your life. I remember doing one thing. I never forget this bloke's face when I left. I said, right, so you don't want me to send a message back to anyone. You've got no loved ones. No, single. And he had a missing 2 kids. So I stood up. And as I got up, you pretend to drop your folder. Falls open. Big A4 is missing kids. He sees them. I go, oh, I'll speak to you later. And leave. So I now leave him for 2 hours in stress positions thinking, bollocks. He knows I've got a missing kid and I've just sat there for the last 40 minutes lying. So then it's self-induced pressure on him.
Yeah.
We've put all the pressure back on him.
What lie you can tell to counteract the
and
lie,
sometimes the amount of time that does their head in. And they'll either bang out or think.
Because the thing is, all right, you're not going to get killed, but you could fail that course.
And you don't want that.
Don't forget, people that are on that course want to pass that course.
Exactly.
It was for me, it was anything.
And you're so tired. You've been on the run for what, 4 or 5 days?
So if I'm thinking I'm failing because of something I've just said, then perhaps I'm going to try and write it. But then actually that's going to make it worse because I'm going to say something I shouldn't have said.
You've just got to go with it.
I've got away with it for now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That pressure on your brain.
Oh, it must be awful.
Mad stuff, isn't it?
Because it's just that you don't know where you're going.
Yeah.
And you're never going to win. If you think you're going to win interrogation or you're going to go, right, my job, or not, us as interrogators and the boss, is to put you in that situation where you feel uncertain all the time, where you feel like you've just messed up. You think, you should never leave an interrogation going, oh, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
I've gaffered that. They'll let me go in a minute. Because you think you've done something wrong. If you go, that was brilliant. Thanks, mate. See you later. You walk out and you get binned. Because you should never leave thinking that. It's always, we need them to stay in that horrible, horrible position where it's gopping. Do you want to come on TV, mate? And I was still in at the time. So it was a no-no because it's bad, isn't it, when you do that? So I was like, no, mate, it's not happening. Can't happen. I really appreciate the offer, but it's not happening. I remember saying to her, I think my missus thought I was a bit of a wolt. She's like, I said, I've just been asked on this TV show. So I'm like, oh, God. Of course you have, mate. Was it right? Said Fred Tribute? Yeah, I don't think so, mate. What are you going on? What are you going on? I did. I was like, yeah, going on that. She was like, yeah, of course, mate. And then he must have knew I got out because I got out in 17. I was on my fire service course. Again, a message. We're in here to chat. Rang him up, said, look, long and short of it, come for a meeting. This is a girl called Claire. She's going to ring you. Meet her in London. Had a meeting. She went, can you send us some videos, see what you like on screen, tests, that, and the other. So, do I want to go on TV? Do I want to do this? Sent us some stuff and they went, yeah, come on. And then I remember we was filming and even before it started, I looked around set and everything. I was shitting myself. I was like, do I want to do this? Do I want to put myself out there? What if I look a knob? What if this happens? What if I forget what I'm going to say? And it just went from there. Yeah. And I've done it. I'll be going back for my 6th year this year.
Yeah.
But it's bizarre and it's great because it's exactly like an exercise is ran in the army. It's exactly as they run. They leave us to it. We turn up on set. The DS, Billy, Foxy and the lads go, right, these are the characters. This is who you've got. We have no previous info. No one tells us nothing. They keep that stum. And then, because Billy's obviously a lead, he'll go, right, it's down to you now. You run the exercise. So then the umpire will run that exercise. Yeah. And every individual will be treated totally different. You don't have a generic approach. We'll just tailor that to that individual.
Yeah.
And it's really, it's dead smooth how it's ran.
Yeah, no, good.
And they get hammered. I thought you'd turn up on set, they get cut, and they go to a hotel.
They've only got 2 weeks to hammer them as well, haven't they? So they've got to get them in that.
Sleep deprivation is massive for them. What you don't see sometimes, they'll have them sandbagging. They'll have them just building a sandbag corner. Nah, not there. There.
Yeah.
They'll build that sandbag corner there. They have them stagging on at night. They have them doing stag list.
Yeah.
It's that little slow deprivation.
Because you have only got that 2 weeks, haven't you?
And you want them to, when they come to us, you want them to be knackered like when you guys come. You want them to be absolutely knackered.
It's not going to work otherwise. You're just going to get someone who's going to sit in front of you, be cocky and take the mickey, basically.
Yeah.
But you wanted to feel the burn, don't you?
Oh, 100%. And especially them celebs, some of them you want them to really
of course you do, yeah. I want to feel the burn. I want to give the burn.
You're getting paid good money for that. But yeah, I've done it a few years. I really enjoy it. It's good. We've flown to some great locations, so it's been interesting. It's been all right.